everyone, welcome back to the Biochemistry YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking about kinetics and Michaelis-Menten. Let's jump right in. This is the Michaelis-Menten equation. It explains the mathematical model that describes the rate at which an enzyme catalyzes a chemical reaction. It's based on the idea that enzymes work by binding their substrate, which is the chemical that they act on, and then converting it to a product. As the amount of substrate decreases with time, the amount of product increases with time. Let's look at the equation again and define the terms. S is the concentration of substrate within the reaction. Vmax is the maximum rate achieved by the system. Km is the Michaelis constant, or the substrate concentration that leads to 1/2 of Vmax. The equation describes how the rate of reaction, or V, changes as the substrate concentration, S, also changes. Before we continue, please try not to confuse uppercase K with lowercase k. We're referring to the uppercase K, or equilibrium constant, today. At low concentrations, the rate of reaction is slow because there are not enough substrate molecules present for the enzyme to even work on. As the substrate concentration increases, the rate of reaction increases until it reaches a maximum, Vmax. Beyond this point, increasing the concentration doesn't increase the reaction. This is because the enzyme is working at its maximum capacity. The Michaelis constant, Km, represents the substrate concentration where the enzyme is working at half of its maximum velocity. If the Km is large, it means that the enzyme has low affinity for the substrate and requires a higher substrate concentration to reach its maximum velocity. If Km is small, it means that the enzyme has a high affinity for the substrate and can reach its maximum velocity at a lower substrate concentration. Now, let's talk about inhibition. There are 3 main types of inhibition: competitive, non-competitive, and uncompetitive. Before I elaborate, take a second to pause right here and take notes of these mnemonics that I've made that could save you when you try to recall the difference between them, as they're pretty similar and confusing. Just remember that the y-axis displays 1 over the reaction rate and the x-axis displays 1 over the substrate concentration. In competitive inhibition, the substrate and the inhibitor both compete for the active site. That is to say, the spot that catalyzes the substrate. In non-competitive inhibition, the inhibitor can bind to the enzyme directly or to the enzyme-substrate complex. In uncompetitive inhibition, the inhibitor binds to the enzyme-substrate complex. And that's about it. If you have any questions, ask your SI leader or refer to Campus Wire. Good luck on Exam 1, and we'll see you next week.